Imagine waking up one morning and realizing the meaning of a word you've said your whole life has quietly changed, and somehow so have you. Maybe it's the word literally, which no longer means exactly true, or the word friend, which no longer requires you to ever have met a person. These shifts might feel small, but they reveal something bigger. Our language is constantly drifting, and we drift along with it. Today, I'm going to clarify a term that's vague, confusing, and surprisingly powerful: linguistic determinacy drift. My goal is to show you what it means, how it affects your thinking, and why it shapes the world more than you realize. First, what is linguistic determinacy drift? Linguistic determinacy starts with one idea: the language we use affects the way that we're able to think. Some cultures don't use the words left or right, they only use cardinal direct. Instead of saying your shoe is on your left, they say your shoe is southwest. Their language shapes how they navigate their space. That's linguistic determinacy. But over time, meanings change, and the influence that language has on thought changes as well. That shift is the drift. Think of how the word text became a verb, or how Google stopped being a company name and turned into a search for something. These aren't just vocabulary updates. These are shifts in how we conceptualize communication and information itself. Drift is slow, subtle, and so natural we often don't notice until afterward. Now that we know what the drift is, let's talk about the way it affects the way we think. Language drift can change our emotion around ideas. The word self-care used to mean hygiene. Now it means protecting your mental health. Words change, and suddenly entire wellness industries follow. Drift can also change how we interpret behavior. The word ghosting didn't exist 20 years ago. Now it describes a modern social behavior that feels universal. Before the word existed, the experience was harder to name, harder to discuss, and harder to understand. These shifts don't just name things, they shape the way we feel about them. Finally, why does linguistic determinacy drift matter? Because language shifts culture itself. Words like woke, queer, and privacy have carried dramatically different meanings. Across generations. And those shifts change political debates, identities, and even laws. The drift is the reason younger and older generations sometimes misunderstand each other. It's the reason why digital culture evolves at warp speed. And it's the reason the words we choose in today's culture could influence how future technologies talk about us tomorrow. As we close, I want to bring us back to the heart of this concept. We defined linguistic determinacy drift. We explored how language shifts thought, and we saw why this slow, subtle drift shapes both individuals and cultures. My purpose today was to clarify this confusing term and remind you that language doesn't simply reflect the world, it continuously reshapes it. So I challenge you. Listen closely next time someone uses a familiar word in an unfamiliar way. Not just hearing slang or evolution. You're hearing the world drift beneath your feet. Because language isn't just something that we use. It's something that quietly uses us. One word, one shift, one drift at a time.